After tackling the weirdly sexy bosses and the male sexy bosses, it's only time that I dedicate a full boss list to the fairer sex. While the range of body types is undeniably less varied, there are countless examples of sexy females in gaming. The rules are pretty much the same as the last time we did this. How much fan service do they provide? How does their personality or backstory contribute? How much internet thirsts or apologists have they generated? And of course, how good is their boss battle? Also, like before, because I am a very biased man with very biased tastes when it comes to women, I had to greatly rely on my fellow writers to help me with this one.
You do realize that the writers picked a bunch of weird and/or obscure entries to annoy you, right?
Okay, maybe this won't be so bad. I mean, it was easier than the last two lists. What are we starting with?
Well, I'll at least say it shouldn't be too shocking.
It's Phosphora, isn't it? Oh, of course it is. Why not? I mean, she's Larksheen without the personality turnoff. This electrifying beauty made her heart skip a beat when she first made her appearance in Kid Icarus Uprising, which may not be healthy since that stage you fight her in is a massive rush of adrenaline. Kicking Thanatos' plump hiney showcases her power. What people remember her for is her interactions with Pit and Palutena. Whether she makes fun of the goddess or flirts with the angel, that snark of hers is a real charm.
So you're basically squatting in this abandoned temple. Dignified. Not squatting, repurposing.
The battle with her is pretty good too, if not a bit short. All that build up and you can beat her with a good bow or ranged weapon. At least her attacks are quick enough to keep you on your toes. And the developers knew she was going to be popular too, as she came to help you a couple of times later on and even showed up as an assist trophy in Smash Bros.
Phosphora is a pretty basic example, but she does have enough thirst online where she easily makes this list. And it is kinda cute seeing her flirt with Pit, even if it was just to catch him off guard.
I don't know, I could see the sparks flying between them.
This is gonna be the whole list, huh?
Did you forget who our writers are? And who you're collabing with? Chaos Goblin lives!
Hi-Fi Rush! Yeah, it took a while for me to mention this game, huh? To be fair, I only played it recently, and I had a real fun time fighting to the beat. Won't be too long for it to appear on a list. As for who, you know it's the Scottish mommy.
Corsica is the head of security for Vandalay Technologies, and no, I'm not going to try her accent. And she's also one of your eventual allies, but you have to convince her first. Percussively. Though her being an antagonist definitely did her all the favors.
Man, you guys were horny when she hit Shy at the end of the second chapter. Stop asking for it to be you she hit.
Why is everyone on the internet so horny?
Actually, don't stop, it's funny.
Anywho, Chai tells Corsica that the company she works for is corrupt, and she starts to doubt the whole system. This leads to Chai meeting up with her in her office to negotiate. But it's Chai, so he just makes everything worse. The fight with Corsica is less a fight and more a reaction command minigame. Your goal isn't to beat her, but to avoid getting hit and tire her out. It's a rhythm game boss fight in a hack and slash. But let's be fair, the game is both. After the fight, she joins you with an undone jacket and the ability to dress her up in any costume you want. Oh lord. The reason Corsica is here is more for her fight than her sex appeal. Don't get me wrong, she's great, very entertaining character, but there are more popular options to consider. Still, if she's the bar, we got some real beauties up ahead.
Who would have thought biking could still look great without the giant water balloons?
It's the batons that do it. Metal Gear loves its fan service almost as much as its eerily prescient political overtones. Ever since the first Solid game, we've gotten a steady supply of guys and gals to satisfy just about everyone. Among them, none are quite more sexualized than Quiet. First introduced as an enemy to Snake, Quiet quickly becomes a key ally after being defeated. As the story progresses, she slowly warms up to him and becomes something of a love interest.
So, Beauty and the Beast, but you're the Beast.
Pretty much.
What is there to say about her, really? She leaves as little to the imagination as possible, is more than well endowed, and is more than capable of holding her own on the battlefield. She even saves your life at one point. And then you find out her backstory.
To make a long story short, her lungs were destroyed when she was set on fire. She was only able to survive thanks to a unique parasite that now inhabits her body. As a result, she now breathes through her skin. Wearing a regular amount of clothes would lead to her suffocating. Hence, the skimpy outfit.
So, would that make her a frog monster girl?
In a cosmic sort of way, yes. Quiet gets heat in more ways than one. She absorbs sunlight, she gets the boys hot and bothered, and the think pieces about her generate rage clicks. So what the heck is she doing so low? To be brutally honest, I'm not a huge fan of her design.
Blatantly fake gasp!
Yeah, call me a Puritan, but I honestly feel it's a bit much. Yes, I know it's explained in game and everything, but it's so silly and over the top that to me it becomes weirdly unsexy.
And while it's died down, the discourse over her back in the day was everywhere, and it got pretty obnoxious. You couldn't go to anything that so much as mentioned Metal Gear Solid 5 without seeing a dispute over her. Eventually, it just got to the point where I was just like, quiet!
Wait a minute.
I say whip it! Whip it good!
Imagine, if you will, your father is the titular king of the underworld. One day you decide, screw this, I'm out of here, and start your journey to escape said underworld. But among the many obstacles along the way, you must confront the most terrifying foe of all. Your Dommy Mommy ex with a whip! And thus we have Megara, one of the three Furies of Tartarus and Hades. Sometime before the game, she and Zag dated, and then broke it off for kind of vague reasons. They moved on with their lives until Zag tries to make a break for it. Then she's gotta try to whip him into shape. I love my writers. I love my writers. I love my writers.
I adore our writers. I feed them all the cookies. And of course, she ain't coming quietly, as her boss fight has her running circles around you with whips, lunges, volleys, and fire! And, if needed, she's got reinforcements she could call on any time. But hey, the good news is after you beat her, you could get a second chance to romance her all over again. Or you could romance Grim Reaper Daddy Thanatos instead. Depends on your preference. I know which one I'm going for.
And of course, there's the thirst online. Oh, mama, I see the thirst online. And I get why there is. She's got an alluring skin tone, she clearly takes great care of her bod, and as for her voice...
You won't be getting out of here without a dance.
One of my editors compared her voice to ASMR, and I definitely hear it. Pretty much everybody in this game sounds sexy. So yeah, it's not too hard to see where the thirst for her comes from. But she's not really my type.
You speak the blasphemia fluently.
Look, I can't beat around the bush. She's hella not my type. She's a depressing grump, and the whips are just... yeah. Plus, even though there isn't much tension between her and Zag, he admits it was his fault they broke up, and she doesn't totally resent him. She still keeps trying to kill him. Kind of makes you wonder if that second chance attempt is really worth it. Still, I recognize the attraction. While I'm not really into it, I won't shame those who are. So our winner for this list's most obvious game is Bayonetta! Come on down!
Yeah, I got nothing here. This game has some bewitching bosses.
Ugh. Well, we say that, but there isn't anyone beating the queen of sex appeal herself, Bayonetta. Good thing she has a fellow Umbral Witch rival that satisfies the boss condition.
Shante is Bayonetta's childhood friend who appears as a rival throughout the first game due to being brainwashed by Bayonetta's father, Baldur. The two fight 4 times throughout the game, with each fight getting more and more crazy as they continue. This culminates in a literal gravity-altering fight up the side of a skyscraper where the two duel one last time to free Jeanne from Baldur's control.
On the look side, Jeanne definitely holds her own. Wearing a skin-tight red jumpsuit and fighting like Bayo really makes most gamers flock to her as much as her Umbral sister. Though if I had to pick my favorite design, it's her Bayo 2 design. While her short hair was great, the long hair combined with the simpler but sleeker red jumpsuit made her glow up pretty slick. Then we have her Bayo 3 design and yeah, I think we could stick to the Bayo 2 one.
You found me beautiful once.
Honey, you got real ugly.
Jeanne is definitely a strong contender with plenty of people simping for her. Not just through her design, but her awesome boss fights as well.
The Trials of Mana remake really took the fan service to the next level. Not that the original was lacking in it, but the new art style gave the characters quite a glow up. And by far the biggest receiver of it was Badana.
Right off the bat, Badana has quite a bit going for her. She's got that whole sexy Arabian ruler thing going on. But unlike Jasmine, she's actually legal. In the story, Isabella is as manipulative as she is sexy. While not the main villain of Hawkeye and Riza's story, she's the one who manipulated the once benevolent king and is responsible for most of the threats they have to face. But don't worry, she's motivated by love and gets a genuinely sad death scene. So, easy jumping off fic for simps.
Shout out to Big Chungus29 for the donation. My stream demands you die.
God, I wish that was me.
That can be arranged.
Of course, all this is just the cover for her full splendor.
That may be the hottest geek I've ever laid eyes on.
Yeah? How about now?
Yeah, still hot.
Everything about her is an absolute feast for the furries. She has flowing hair, massive thigh gap, built-in eyeshadow, and makes no attempt to cover her, assets. During the fight, she's incredibly acrobatic and constantly makes suggestive poses. It sure is a good thing we can't see anymore, otherwise the ESRB rating would have been way higher.
Oh, in Italian, Belladonna translates to beautiful lady. They knew what they were doing.
Oh, next you'll tell us she was designed by an actual furry, and that is exactly what happened. That explains everything. Oh, wow. A Shante character on a sexy female bosses list?
Look, Nisho, it's my shocked face.
We said it before, we're saying it here, no big shock that Shante would end up on a sexy bosses list. It's fan service wrapped in cute designs encased in fun platforming with belly dancing. It should be a bingo card, really. Last time we talked about Shante in terms of sexy bosses, we discussed Roddy Tops, who's definitely a knockout if you're not afraid of necrophilia, falling limbs, perhaps an eyeball coming out every once in a while.
I have no interest in dating regular girls.
Why's that?
My heart has been stolen by the beauties of the undead.
But in terms of conventional, in heavy, heavy quotation marks, sexiness,
behold, the Giga Mermaid, queen of her kind and a whopper of a catch. Normally a pretty chill fish lady, she's been mind-controlled by Techno Baron and chained up. Oh wow, that's a lot of kinks already. We're gonna have to do some major platforming to free her from the binds. Because yes, when I see an Amazon fish lady rampaging, my first thought is, hey, let's give her more free reign to smash us. Don't.
So yeah, you free her and she decides to thank you by trying to zap you and fish slap you into oblivion. But you push her back a few times while staying alive yourself, and eventually you break the spell and expose the rest of Techno Baron's scheme of kidnapping maidens and selling them as fake mermaids by having their lower halves swallowed by fish?
Oh my god, he's wet.
Okay, back to the not creepy part. What makes Giga Mermaid so sexy? Okay, you really need me to spell this one out. She's like if She-Hulk was a mermaid. Like an Amazon mermaid that's only wearing a shell bra. I am but a man who can see why that's hot. It's not exactly that deep.
Plus, I'm pretty sure Disney capitalized on the appeal for those. Of course, I'm pretty sure they unlocked a lot of things for people. It also doesn't hurt that the usual character designs for Shante make her look really cute. So she doesn't have a whole lot character-wise, but the appeal is straightforward enough, so that's good enough here. Go, Gadget!
Sorry you had to see that.
And now that that mental image has been breathed into existence, Let's talk Guilty Gear. Specifically, I want to talk about a boss from the second game in the Igzerd sub-series, Igzerd Revelator. Jacko Valentine, usually referred to by your first name Jacko, is one of the 3 servants to the Gear Maker alongside Raven and Eno. Her past is shrouded in mystery, unlike her need to wear her mask and inability to function without candy. Jacko already appeals with her skin-tight one-piece outfit that doesn't just have slits on her calves and forearms, but also down her chest, giving her a deep V-neck. She's also got long and wavy red hair, black and red heels that match her gloves, and if you manage to beat her, you'll get to see what she looks like without the mask. That is the face of a red-eyed angel.
Oh, and if you're into the bubbly type of anime girls, Jacko will have officially reached peak waifu material in your book. Whatever book of waifus that may be, wink, no judgment here, wink, go check out the Kickstarter, wink, pre-order the book, winkety wink. Of course, her sexiness is further heightened by what the internet has deemed the Jacko pose. A certain stance she makes in her boss fight will have her bent all the way down while standing on her legs. Yeah, don't act like you haven't scrolled TikTok for hours and end up watching videos of people replicating this pose. Everyone has done it.
Even begrudgingly so.
It's fun torturing you.
When you battle her in Igzerd Revelator, she... How does that song go again? Yeah, Jacko kicks like a maniac in battle, and she even has a prison weight on her left ankle that she can swing around. Up here into BDSM with extra concussions, she can even trap you inside of her weight and slam you into the ground. She comes equipped with her own little army of cute little flying minions that shoot lasers at you, as well as explosives that will occasionally show her,
What were we talking about?
Jacko Valentine is a solid boss who definitely delivers on that anime girl sex appeal. Funnily enough, as of Guilty Gear Strive, she's retroactively a GILF due to Arya's soul inhabiting her body.
Now, every time I try to talk to a girl, I'm like, yeah, you're cute, but you ain't Nana.
What really puts her over the edge, though, is that simple yet appealing crouching animation that made her an internet icon. She's probably the reason many people know about the Guilty Gear franchise at all, which is sad.
What can I say except awesome rock on her, though?
Honey, you're not looking at vampire boobs again, are you?
No, darling.
Yeah, when you saw this video pop up in your notifications, you knew this one was coming. Resident Evil Village introduces us to Lady Domates, a 10-foot-tall, 400-pound woman in an alluring 1920s-style getup, complete with stiletto high heels and rakishly angled hat. You first meet her when she's arguing with Heisenberg over your character's fate. Once you escape from Heisenberg's clutches, we're able to properly make her acquaintance after getting kidnapped by her bloodthirsty daughters.
Yeah, from the moment you meet her, she exudes a sort of step on me energy, condescending to Heisenberg, calling him just a child. As far as physical appearance goes, if her prominent curves weren't enough to satisfy you, how about the fact that she towers over you by roughly double Ethan's height? Anyone with a taste for giant women that have an added level of snark may forget for a second that she also has a taste for human flesh. Then again, knowing the internet, they'd probably be into that too. Thanks, Twilight. No, not you! Oh, and if you thought that she was large and powerful in this form, well, you better not make her angry, Markipliers of the world, because she can get pretty murderous when provoked. After going full Wolverine and stabbing you in the stomach, she reveals her true form. A mutated dragon with a Demogorgon-shaped mouth and her body attached to its back, complete with tentacles. I know you're supposed to love people at their worst, but...
Looks like your outside matches your inside now.
I'd still hit it.
When her boss fight begins, you have to throw everything you've got at her, and you can easily get disoriented when she's chasing you outside of the castle and sending her vampire bats after you. Thankfully, she's still as boastful as ever, allowing you to shoot her in midair. Weaken her enough, and both of you will fall through the castle before she gets Thanos snapped out of existence.
Now, full disclosure, as conventionally attractive as she is, she doesn't really do it for me.
No, he's got a point.
I don't know, someone trying to kill me kinda kills the romance. I know others that are into that, but not me. There's also the whole, Eldritch Chimera transformation. There are way fewer people into that than Queen Vamps. I'm pretty sure it's doing something for someone. Hey, if it works for you, it works for you, and to her credit, she has really great lighting on her chest.
Are you sure you're not talking about Karlach now?
That is some really great lighting on her chest. Like, it's just this translucent, it really does, oh man, that's just great.
You'll never let me live that down, will you?
It's okay, honey. Karlak is best golden retriever girlfriend. Rouge from Sonic. Copious amounts of internet thirst brought down by a single boss fight that sucks.
Camilla, Fire Emblem Fates. Ditto to Rouge.
Sylvanas from World of Warcraft. Roddy Top's Angry Dummy Mommy Edition.
Cloud of Darkness, Final Fantasy III. Laura Bailey just did her lust voice, and it's perfect.
Elizabeth. Arjabet. Elizabeth. I don't know how to say her name from Ninja Gaiden 2. I can see why this game inspired a lot of SFM projects.
Right and left, Atomic Heart. This game clearly has a pro-robosexual agenda. And it's kind of hot.
Dark Queen from Battletoads. Is it worth all the pain to get to her? Probably not. The Pokemon world. Home of beasties, ladies, and fellas of all shapes, sizes, and tastes. From cuddly ice mamas to beach pro wrestler daddies to self-awareness. There's literally something for everyone.
But when it comes to boss fights, which lovely mistress of the Pokemon world truly stands above the rest in terms of character and beauty? Well, personally, feels only right that an absolute queen take the crown. Or, dare we say, a champion. Yep, once again, it's time to bow our heads in respect for the champion of Sinnoh, Cynthia. As well we should. She's the champ that promises a legitimate test of skill. Her team is well balanced in strength, variety, and strategy. As for what makes her sexy, well, let's count the ways. 1, 2, 3, all of them.
If her skills in the arena don't make it clear enough, her entire being oozes with allure and might. Her design off the bat is amazing. Along with a pretty face, she rocks the long, cute blonde hair with bangs in front of the face, and her outfit commands respect. Sleek black pants, V-neck top, and a long jacket with puffy sleeves and trim, just to make her look a little bit more feminine. Yellow and black are color scheme you don't really see that often, but with Cynthia, it creates an appeal that's a mix between mysterious, gothic beauty and step-on-me mommy energy.
Why do we have so many entries with that?
Do you want me to go into the full psychological reason, or should the Green Scorpion sketch explain it?
Oh, so nobody here thinks power is sexy. Not one of you finds power sexy.
Okay, jokes aside, all that creates a lovely package that exudes an alluring mystery and contributes to her most attractive trait. One little word. Power! If power isn't your thing, that confidence is sexy at least, and Cynthia oozes it from head to toe. The skills and smarts to hold her own on the battlefield with a well-balanced team, a cool, even head, and genuine respect for her opponents, all wrapped up in a mysterious, alluring package. She didn't earn her title as the Sinnoh champion for nothing, and if/when you beat her, it feels like a genuine victory. And, of course, she's a good sport about it.
Of course, this isn't the last we see of her. She makes surprise appearances every now and then in future gens, the Gen 4 remakes, and we even supposedly meet one of her ancestors, Volo, in Legends Arceus. Dang, if they are related, they've got a fabulous bloodline. Either way, seeing Cynthia again doesn't feel like she's overstaying her welcome thanks to everything we discussed. We'd go so far as to say that we Sympia for Cynthia.
I'm the fiery Joker and I didn't want to say it.
I'm Armau and I absolutely wanted to say it. What would you do without me, babe?
Pray I never find out. Hey everyone, this is Josh. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share the video around. Please check out my other social media like my Twitter, Twitch, and Tumblr. Check out my other channels such as Joshua Burner for reactions and other stuff, Dragon Fighter Gaming for tabletop, and Bob Equestria for cartoons. Consider checking below the video and donating to my Patreon, Streamlabs for my merchandise, or becoming a YouTube member. Thanks for watching.